welcome back to another glass. Wine down, okay? Welcome back to another glass with me, guys. Welcome to Wine Down. You made it to Friday. I know I tell y'all every week, just hold on, okay? Just make it to Thursday. Thursday will come, and the rest of the week is gonna fly by. Because we know the weekend like to get up and go whenever it's ready. It don't never like to stay very long. So, welcome back. I hope you have a good glass of wine with you this week, because I do. And it's a black-owned company. We'll get into it. I'll tell you all about it. So, this week, we have Earl Stevens. California, yes? Before I tell you who Earl is, if you don't know who Earl is, I'm going to tell you about Earl. I'm going to read what the back of the bottle say. Earl Stevens, California sweet red wine, because I like a sweet red. Dry red is cool because it gets you there quick, but sweet red is really good. So, the function of this delicious blend of red wine is to provide the maximum amount of, because my tongue is heavy already, y'all. I ain't even started drinking yet. The maximum amount of enjoyment. Its blend of sweet, dark fruits and plush texture will help you get your night started. Okay? It's 14.5% alcohol. So, Earl Stevens, better known as E40, okay? Bay Area legend E40. Yes? I'm a personal fan of E40. I dedicated my college graduation cap to his then #1 hit, Everybody Got Choices. Look at this picture. And I was fly that day. Can't tell me I wasn't fly. And I thought that picture was super duper dope because I was standing in the middle of the road and I was pointing in 2 different directions because everybody got choices. You know what I'm saying? You got books or you got the streets. I picked a little bit of both, but ultimately picked the streets. I mean, the books. Hey, cause I ain't for the streets, you dig? I ain't for the streets. But we gonna go ahead and get it going. It's a little tougher. All right. Didn't really make the pop like I wanted it to, but I'll take it. Let's see what it pours up like. Let's see the color on her. Oh, that's pretty. That's nice. I wish I had berries to go in this, but I did not bring any berries with me. We gonna do that. That's good. Because 14.5% alcohol is quite a bit. And even though I can handle it, you'd be surprised at who can't and who can. So let's just taste it, because I know we ain't raised our glass to nobody yet, but I'm excited. I'm excited because E40, it smells delicious. It smells more like grape juice. If it tastes anything like grape juice, this is going to be a different episode. Hold on. Strong. Tis. I'm going to be talking like Earl here in a minute. Few more sips, then it's over with. Yes? So let's get into the raising of the glass. This week, we raise our glass to 10-year-old business owner and entrepreneur, Micah Idris, the owner of Micah's Mix, a homemade lemonade mix he started selling in March of 2020 out of a stand on a sidewalk. Okay? Out of a stand on a sidewalk. The unique mixes eventually became a hit with locals, prompting his mother Danielle to help him expand by looking for a vehicle to make Micah more mobile. Ultimately, she purchased an old school bus from a private school for $4,000. The two, selling lemonade and soliciting donations from supporters. Now Micah and his mom are looking to purchase the supplies to keep the business going, launching a GoFundMe to expand. You can read the rest of this over at Because of Them We Can. But I think this is amazing. The story is amazing. And I'll tell you why. Is because his mother believed enough in his dream to sow into him $4,000. And I'm sure there'll be more. The lemonade must be delicious because he's a little black boy, and little black mamas, they ain't putting it in it if they don't believe in it, especially their money, because they works hard for their monies. Yes. So here's to Micah and Danielle. Mom, we raise our glass to you as well, because without my mama, where would I be? Earl trying to get me wasted. You gotta watch out for Earl. It's something. But I thought I really wanted to do a black-owned company, and there are very, 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 very few, very, 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 very few black-owned wineries or wine companies out there. I have looked, and unfortunately in the city I'm in, a lot of them aren't sold here. However, by Earl being who he is, I'm gonna call him Earl the rest of the episode. Just know that when I talk about the drink, it's gonna be Earl. Oh, you saw that? You see that back there? I thought I would create a vibe this week, guys. A cool little vibe. You know, I got my LAE candle back there, Laced Aromatherapy, which is also black owned. I'll put the link down in the bio of where you can get those. This is a wood wick candle. It smells absolutely amazing. And I put my little flowers back there, and my signs that say I'm not lucky, I'm blessed. Because I am. Hallelujah. Because I told y'all, I believe in Jesus. But what? You know the rest. I'll fight you like a dog in the street. I told you just in case you forgot. Okay? Just so you know. The glasses made another appearance. They're making a three-peat. I like them. I think they're going to become a part of me. If you don't like it, oh well. However, I do think I got to pop the lenses out because of the glare. So let's get into today's episode, child. Let's talk about it. Mr. and Mrs. Harris. We got to talk about it. We got to say stuff that makes sense around here. At least we're going to try to. So, allegedly, all of this is alleged. None of it is to be proven as of yet. T.I. and Tiny, and this is on people.com, like People magazine. T.I. and Tiny Harris are threatening to sue over claims that they sexually abused a woman. Okay, young woman went on Instagram and aired out her grievances there. A young lady by the name of Sabrina Peterson, and I will not read the post. You guys can go find it. Her Instagram name is The Glam University, and of course, y'all know T.I. and Tiny's handles. You know, Major Girl and whatever his is. I don't follow him. I don't really fool with him like that. I'll read small here what it says, or a little bit of what it says here. Mr. and Mrs. Harris want to be on record, and more importantly, want the public to know they are emphatically deny in the strongest way possible egregiously appalling allegations being made against them by Sabrina Peterson. The statement read, the Harrises have had difficulty with this woman for well over a decade. I don't know the whole story. I don't know the full issue of what's happening or what had happened over a decade. Actually, I will read to you a little bit of Miss Peters' Instagram, her iOS press release here on Instagram. The sad part about being a woman and being a black woman is this. The public praises our predators. Trouble man, she added them, just so you know. They were added in this situation. You put a gun to my head in front of my children and I never called the police on you. But for years, you have painted me as the villain, as a black woman. As black women, it's hard to heal from rape, violence, or anything because you are painted as the problem or reason this has happened to you. Let's normalize the allowing black women to heal. It's so hard being the victim of rape and being painted as the reason it happened. I agree with her. I agree with her 110%. And I'll tell you why. Rape is the one crime. My eyes look very doughy and very lazy, but I'm not. I'm a little tired, but neither here nor there. The reason I agree with her so vehemently is because rape is the one crime that can't be an accident. There could be a few others in there, like robbery. You can't accidentally rob somebody. But it's the one egregious crime that absolutely, positively cannot be an accident. There's no way you could accidentally take your man out, your manhood, your penis. We're gonna be adults on this show. There's no way you could possibly take out your hard penis and accidentally force it into someone. It's impossible. It cannot happen. And the reason it can't happen is because you're not an inanimate object. Okay? So, whether or not T.I. did this is none of my business. What I will not do here, ever, is victim shame. But I do agree with her that not just black women, but all victims of rape, typically, even in open court, get blamed for that very thing, for that crime. They get blamed, especially sex workers, especially trans women of color, typically get blamed as the victim for what happened to them, instead of this raggedy, nasty, filthy creature who actually committed the crime. It's his fault. It's that person's fault for doing what they did. Point blank and period. It's never going to be the victim's fault. I don't care how anybody ever paints it. I don't care what they wore. I don't care if they asked for it. And in the middle of it, okay, in the middle of it, she says no, you get up and move. You get up and you disappear. Be mad, be pissed off. Yes, it's hard. Yes, you can call it unfair. I don't think it's unfair, because who am I to tell a woman what to do with her body and who to let inside her body? What I agree with is that women and victims of rape are too often blamed for their victimization. They're too often blamed for it when it had absolutely nothing to do with them. If a woman is walking down the street, bookie butt naked, booty hole naked, okay, all the holes are showing, exposed to the world, a man or anybody else has no right to touch them. Period. Not without their permission. Because that's what we're talking about here, is consent. Now, putting a gun to that woman's head, we all know T.I. got problems with guns. We all know it. He been having problems with guns probably his whole life. He just as raggedy as he want to be when it come to guns, but I digress. I don't know what happened because I wasn't there that night. So I don't know what happened. What I will say is, until it is proven otherwise, I believe her story. I already didn't fool with T.I. because he's a male chauvinist, and what I do know about male chauvinists to be very true is that they feel like women belong to them. That's just the psychology of it. I got my degree in psychology. Yeah. That's the psychology of it. That's the science behind it. Male chauvinists feel like they have a dominance in this world that they often have to assert, and they have no other choice but to feel like, I am man, hear me roar, and everything you are and everything you have belongs to me. And usually they feel that way about women. Never really feel that way about other men. Oops. I have been a fan of T.I. and Tiny's past show, Family Hustle. I was a fan of Friends and Family Hustle. I never watched it for T.I. I always watched it for the kids and Monica and all of those. I watched it because I'm a huge Monica fan, huge fan of Toya Wright, or whatever her last name is, or will be soon. Child, she's been married so many times. That ain't none of my business. But I have watched those shows and I was a fan of them, not a fan of Clifford Harris. And the reason being is because I don't believe in any of his caveman thinking. I don't believe in any of his caveman ways. here not too long ago. I want to say it was 2019, where he openly said on his podcast that he goes with his then 17-year-old daughter, if I'm not mistaken, to have her hymen checked to make sure that it is still intact. Even though the previous season of his show, he laughed and joked at the idea of his 13-year-old son being a baby's daddy. Yes, joked about it, laughed about it. On the beach, they had a good old cackle. That was hilarious to him. However, it's not hilarious or funny at all to do the fiduciary and pertuciary or whatever those 50 cent words he uses when he speaks. It's not funny when it comes to a girl. It's not funny when it comes to his daughters being penetrated, yes, by a man. But his sons can run wild and do whatever they want to do. I disagree with that. And what pisses me off even more than anything is his single-minded wife. That poor baby is single-minded. I don't know if she's a victim. I don't know if she's crying out for more help than Melania. I don't know what's happening. What I do know is that poor baby needs some help. She needs a brain of her own. I think she left her brain over in Africa with her eye color. Because she can't think for herself for whatever reason. She allows that man to think for her. If I go on in public, over the air, or on a podcast, or on this show, and I say something so intimate and so deep about my child and her doctor's visits and her vagina, I want my wife, when I get home, to say, you need to fix it. You're wrong and you need to fix it. It's nobody's business whether or not her hymen is intact. Her vagina is not your business and it's not anybody else's business. It's your job to protect her from the rest of the world, not create more of a problem because grown men then decided they were going to tweet and send DMs and things like that saying, I'll break your hymen. And he got mad. How you gonna get mad? You the one told everybody it wasn't there no more, or was, or whatever the case was. The fact that it was brought up by you, her father, the person who's supposed to protect her most, you did that. So, in closing to this, I don't fool with Clifford or Tamika. Okay? I like Escape, but, it's Escape. And apparently they over there sex trafficking children. I didn't get all the details about it, but we gonna see what happens with that, how that unfolds. Let's get into the next story. This young lady who made a song, her name is Danny Lee. And I want to say that she is in a relationship with the baby. One of them babies. I don't know them all. She made a song called Yellow Bone. I thought the phrase was red bone, but that's none of my business. You call yourself what you want to call yourself. I'm sure some people out there don't like it, but wish some never. This is good. Very strong, but very, very good. Probably needs to sit for another 15, 20 years, but it is good. So the issue that people have with this song is that it goes, Yellow Bone, that's what he wants. What he wants, what he wants. Yellow Bone, that's what he wants. What he wants, what he wants. And that's the chorus. And she is saying that her man, I guess in particular, wants a yellow bone. I don't know if she's saying that for all men, because I like me a dark-skinned piece of woman, a brown to the dark meat. I likes it. Does. So I guess she was saying that I guess her man likes yellow bone. The issue is that she didn't really present it that way. The song sounds more like she's boasting and bragging about light-skinned women being more attractive. That's what it sounds like. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm saying that's what most people took it as. Unfortunately, Little baby ain't black. She's Dominican, which can be black, but they also have white Dominicans, and so on and so forth. And I believe that she is a white Dominican. It is a thing. Here's the thing. And this wasn't in the song. These are just my thoughts. You don't have to shit on black women to be great. You don't. You do not have to talk bad about, downplay their beauty. You just don't have to in order to be great. In order to be awesome, you don't have to bring up black women. You can absolutely do it without it. But can you? You know, can you really though? That's just my thought on it. I think the song is trash because she's a horrible singer. And I can say that because I sing. I feel no shame. You don't like it, put it in the comments. We can fight about it there. If you feel different, add the link to a song that she's done that sounds great in the comments, and I'll listen to it and tell you how I feel about it. But I listened to the song and I think I think she's a horrible singer. So not only were you, I guess, fetishizing lighter skinned women, you also are not a good musician. I'll challenge you to any vocal challenge there is that you want to do to counter that statement that I made. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. She's trash. Song's trash. I think she's trash. She gave an apology that she doubled down on, and it was trash. You go look for it yourself. I ain't doing all that. I stand on my opinion that it is trash, and that is my opinion. You do not have to have that same opinion. In closing, because we've come to the end, not the end of the bottle or the end of the glass, but there's still much more drinking to do because it's Friday, and I ain't gotta go to work tomorrow. So I can sit up in here and drink all I want to all day long and all night long if that's what I wants to do. But what I will say is, rest in peace to Cicely Tyson. The legend, the icon, the trailblazer, the breaking of the glass ceiling. She is the hammer that breaks the glass ceiling every time. I make a lot of jokes about her dissertations in movies because I always feel like they wasn't really in the script. So I definitely make good jokes about that because I never feel like her speeches that she gives in movies are in the script that the person wrote. Because, you know, shaking, gyrating all over on this land. She was upset in Family Reunion when her family members, her descendants, was shaking and gyrating all over on the land when there's a slave cabin right next door when they could have been over there being slaves. These are just my thoughts. Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah. But rest in peace to Cicely Tyson. We thank you for all that you did while you were here for 96 years or 95 years. We appreciate your work. It will live on. You will live on forever and ever in our hearts and in our minds and in the world of theater, in the world of acting, in the world of lesbianism. Here's to you, madam. And to that, I bid you all adieu. It's been real. Be blessed. Be kind to somebody. Share some love out there. We need it because we in a panorama. I love you all. See y'all next week.